This one's going to be a shorter one, therefore, welcome to part 2 of James No Dr. Bond.
Welcome to part 2 of James Bond movie entitled Dr. No.
Well, mine wasn't good?
No,
Okay.
Dr. No it wasn't.
Bitch. Alright. Where were we? So the guy, the dumbass professor guy tried to kill Bond. There's Bond before that shagged the lady. We missed that. That was super important. But he was like smooth, like Bond is. He was Bond.
You freaky flew past.
Yeah.
That was fast.
No, that happened right around the same time, right?
I know, but
you
you like covered like a good chunk of movie in like 10 seconds.
Basically, they did some of this.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of shagging 007.
007. She had to. It was tough. She had to keep him busy for a few hours. So she's like, "I'll keep him busy for a few hours." And they did some of this.
Oh yeah,
and then,
Jesus Christ.
And then a few hours later, she gets arrested.
Yeah, then she immediately gets arrested after like 7 hours of just straight sex.
And then the doctor, professor, geologist guy comes in and he's like, "I got you." And then he shoots a pillow 6 times. And then James Bond's like, "I got you." And then he's like, "Oh, damn." And then he tries to pull some shit and tries to shoot James Bond. And it turns out he ran out of bullets. And
James Bond's like, "Ha, you fucking stupid professor."
And then he
kills him dead.
Yeah, so there you go. What happened after that?
After that, I think he went to...
Is that where they decided to go to the island?
That's when they go to the island.
Okay, so he gets the fucking crazy black guy who's just on everything.
On all the drugs. I swear to God.
He gets him. He gets Felix, who's in the CIA.
Felix didn't go with him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he did for a little
while.
For a
little bit, and then he's like, "See ya."
And then he's like, "Peace off, bitches."
And then just Bond's being escorted by this crazy guy who he's putting way too much faith in. Like any rational person to.
They're like, "Oh, how do you navigate?" And he's like, with my ears and with my nose and with my
senses.
With my senses.
It's like, okay.
And Bond and Felix are like,
sounds pretty reasonable, pretty reliable.
You know, that's pretty good.
And so he smells the wind and hears the hearing, and then they make it to Crab Key, hide their boat in a thing, and then they sleep there.
He smells the wind and hears the hearing.
And then they sleep there, and then they wake up.
And Bond finds some woman on the beach.
Just like this hot lady.
And she's
looking for shells. Yes. And then one of the smoothest lines comes up, she's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Wait, no. Okay, let me try to figure this one out."
Good job.
She's like, "Hold on." She's like, "You looking for shells?" And he's like, "No, I'm just looking." And
I'm like, "Oh," like that, like, "Oh."
So, he's got the moves slick like a lizard on ice, I'll tell you what. What do they do? Okay, then the crazy guy comes back. He's like, "I'm seeing things." He's like, yes, we know. And
he's like, "Bond, you gotta come over here."
And then a boat comes along, starts shooting at the sand. They're like, "All right,
we'll be back." And like, fucking showed them. We'll be back with dogs.
And then they leave. And then they were back with dogs. But the dogs kind of freaked out a little bit, and
there were some birds that did a bird.
Yeah,
and then
the
dogs were like, fucking.
But then they left their pal Julio behind, and he's just a wandering child, so lost, so helpless, yearning for my guidance.
The fuck?
Fucking Bond stabs him, or the lady's like, "Oh."
Yeah, the lady's like disgusted, even though she's the one that was carrying the knife, and threatened to stab Bond.
She was about to stab the shit out of Bond, but it's not. A fun fact: shows from Crab Key go for $50 in Miami. And think about inflation since then. That's at least $51.
Wow.
So.
Making those fat stacks. Just throwing that paper.
Okay. Let's go to they're still wandering about. They end up in a field. They're fucking talking shit about dragons. And then Bond's like, You are high. And you, lady, that I doubt that was a dragon. That's probably looked like one. And she's like, "No, man." And the guy's like, "No, I'm seeing them." And then he's like, "Yeah, we know."
He's like, I'm seeing those dragons, man. I'm seeing them.
Well, it turns out the dragon was like a weird tank.
Like a
flamethrower.
weird tank car thing with a flamethrower on it that was horribly painted. And they
To
fucking
look kind of
burned.
like a dragon.
They burned the black guy.
But before that, they're like shooting at it as if that's gonna do anything.
The black guy's no help. He's like
He's like shooting behind him.
he's got his gun angled up at like a 45-degree angle. There's no way he's hitting anything.
His eyes are all big and intense as they are. It's like, and then he gets burned, and that's the end of that. And then
But he burns for like literally like 3 seconds and then just is dead.
And then Bond and that hot woman get caught. Her name's Honey Rider, which is the first of many ridiculous names in the Bond series. There's also like
She definitely rode something.
no, but this shit gets so weird. One's called I swear to Christ, one's called Pussy Galore, one's called Octopussy, one's called like Dr. Goodhead. So
Some good head.
and then it just goes on.
That's some fucking good head.
John Powers. And then what? They go to the thing. They're like de-radialized with soap and
Water.
a shower that seems like hot. Then they're shown to their rooms. They get drugged.
Like straight up, they get drugged.
Okay. And then after they get drugged, they have dinner with
Dr. No.
Dr. No Way, man. And fucking he's like, fucking fish look big, but that's because of the glass. You're playing the good games, Dr. No. And he's like, oh yes, you stupid policeman. And then Bond's like, and then Bond's like, don't mess with the lady, she ain't done nothing. And he's like, yeah, bitches shouldn't be here. This is no place for a woman, so take her away. Then they talk. He shows him his hands, which are super strong
And are like straight metal.
He's a part of Spectre. What? Spectre.
That's actually how it went.
Yeah, it was like Spectre. And then he's like, fucking, what does that even stand for? It's like, secret people, every classy, trippin', rolling,
Extortion.
everyone, extortion. There you go.
That's you butchered that hard.
And then they like slap Bond around really weird. They're like, and then they kind of do like the powerful knee.
That was that. I
They
mean,
do.
that was a knee to end all knees.
And
All
then
right.
what? They put him in a thing
They put him in a thing
where the vents like
where the vents are booby trapped once,
They're
and the trap breaks the vent.
and then Bond's like, gee, that was easy. Staples.
He takes out the easy button. He presses it. That was easy.
Then he goes through the vent. It's like hot a little bit,
And then like water
and
comes.
then the floods come. But that's okay. So he keeps going. He finds another vent, beats a dude, takes his hazmat suit,
And joins all the other hazmat suit clad people and Dr. No.
and Dr. No, and
In
then
a
they just talk for
area.
like half an hour about something.
Like they're gonna blow up a rocket or something
I think
using
they're-
like
they're-
synchronized radio waves.
They're intercepting some shit from Cape Canaveral or something,
That's good.
and then that's it.
But Bond gains access to like the nuclear core temperature or
Which
whatever.
isn't really hard to gain access. The thing's just like
It's just on a it's just a wheel.
it's like a wheel you turn, and then there you go. That's
And he
all
turned
it
that
takes.
ship to like 7.
And then once things get to 7, then everyone's running. Dr. No is pissed, to say the least. He's gonna
He like fucking runs, jumps up there and starts fighting with Bond.
James Bond.
And they're like fighting on something that's getting slowly closer to the water that's holding the nuclear reactor core.
And
And
then
it's fucking hot.
it's
It's steamy
it's
hot.
like ooh, that's hot.
But like actually.
No, yeah, and he dies. And
Yeah,
then
like Dr. No.
is no more.
The fatal flaw of his metal hands is they have no gripping strength.
No.
So he's trying to grab his way out, like pull himself out, but there was just no way.
No way. Fucking what? He gets the lady. Things explode. They take.
They're
a
on
boat,
a boat and they're just kind of like laying around.
and they're like.
And Felix comes
"Time."
by and he's like, "What's up, bitches? You need a ride?"
And he's like, we sure could use a tow. Oh! And then he's like, time to shag 007. But like,
And they start to fuck.
they start doing that. But then he's like,
Then he lets go of the
let's
rope.
go of the rope, and that's it.